Hi, welcome back. Here we are at our fall 2018 study for the Gospel Project for Students. Thanks for being with us. So we just wrapped up Unit 2 last time. We're going to be in Unit 3, and we'll have 3 sessions there. So Unit 3 is going to be God Grows His Covenant People. And the first session is God's mercy to a deceiver. So we have kind of, we saw a little bit about the story of Jacob and Esau this past time, and just kind of, again, this session is going to really emphasize just the fact that God uses dysfunctional people for His kingdom purposes. And that's good news for us, right? Because we don't have to kind of come to Him with our act cleaned up and say, okay, let me first do this in order to be used by you. No, God is willing to sanctify you and make you new while also using you at the same time. And so that's a good message for our students to hear. And but we see, man, we see the situation sort of continue to evolve, but we just, we see God's just mercy and grace on display. God is just merciful and gracious to Jacob, even though he was a deceiver, even though he directly lied to his father Isaac on more than one occasion, at least twice. In which he was basically saying, no, look, this is me, Esau, trying to sort of get this blessing in a manipulative, deceitful way. God had already made it clear that the line would go through him, and that the older would serve the younger, that Esau would eventually serve him. But God didn't say, look, this is the way that you're going to get it. He could have completely had just backed off and said, look, I'm going to trust in God's goodness and His providence and the fact that He said this is going to happen and that the line is going to be carried through me. But He didn't. Him and Rebekah tried to scheme against the other two. And so we just see this really rough situation in this family. But we also just, that the author is just highlighting God's goodness and grace and mercy along the way. And so that's what I would definitely emphasize to your students as you kind of continue to go through this story, this interaction, that you would just emphasize God's goodness and His character. What can we learn about God's character from these narratives? That should be a constant question that we're putting in front of our students. What are we learning about God, about who He is, and then what are we learning about ourselves? Because again, we're supposed to kind of see ourselves as a reflection in these biblical characters. We do a lot of the same things. We lie and manipulate to try to get something that we want. And so, help students to kind of see themselves in the biblical characters, but also be asking the question, what does this tell us about God? And how should this increase my love and affection for God as a result? So that's session 1 of Unit 3. We'll see you here next time for session 2. Thanks for being with us.